Her body was taken to a funeral home in New Orleans where she was prepared, and we have the receipts actually. She was repaired for the cost of $2,883.97. It surprised me to find out fairly recently that Jayne Mansfield actually had a connection to Benedict Canyon, and anyone who follows me knows that I have a bit of an obsession with that canyon and its notorious events. But Jayne Mansfield was killed in 1967 in between Biloxi and New Orleans. It was June 29th, I'm sorry, 1967. And that mortuary building still exists in New Orleans. Now it's like a market, an upscale market, but it's still there. Now, recently I found an interview, I never heard of it before, and it's on one of those paper records. And it's on a label called, I guess they made several called Hear the Voice of Hollywood. And it was made by Rainbow Records. This is a 78, and it was made in 1956. And it's called The Best Things in Life by Jayne Mansfield, or the interview with her. And it says importance, put on a standard 10 or 12-inch record, put the record of Jayne on top of it, scotch tape this record of Jayne to a standard record. In order to hear every word, but it still skips. And if you listen to it, you'll hear a very weird skip in the record. It surprised me when it actually happened, and I'm glad that I was able to record that happening. Now, Jayne's body was shipped to Penn Argyl, Pennsylvania, where she's actually buried at the cost of $99.50. It's where her funeral took place, and it's where she is buried in Fairview Cemetery. Now, I recently did visit Jayne's grave in Pennsylvania with my friend Stewie. We went to see a concert in New Jersey, and I've always wanted to go to the grave of Jayne because, she's an important part of what our lives and what we do. So we took a trip to see Jayne Mansfield and visit her grave. And so I figured I'd take you along on the ride to Penn Argyl, Pennsylvania, to Fairview Cemetery. And then after we visit the grave, I will play this interview. And it's a really nice interview. So come along with me on my drive to Penn Argyl, Pennsylvania, to visit the grave of Jayne Mansfield. hard to find her. So after all these years, we're finally here to visit Jayne, to pay our respects to the real person, and it's really quite moving to be here. But yeah, glad we did the trip. It was about 3 hours to get out here, but well worth it. So rest in peace, Jayne.
This is your voice of Hollywood. It's evening, and we're high up overlooking New York City from the closed-in terrace of Jayne Mansfield's wonderful apartment. She's sitting here holding a little chihuahua. Jayne, how does it feel to be one of the most famous girls in the world?
Feels wonderful, thank you. Sort of like a phenomenon. I wake up every morning sometimes and I pinch myself to really see if it's all true. I feel so grateful to so many people who have done this for me.
How did all this publicity get started, Jayne?
A few people started to help me, to give me publicity and to mention me in the newspapers and magazines. I'll never turn them down when they ask me to pose for a publicity shot or something now if it will help them.
Jayne, is it true you really have such expensive tastes?
Yes. Yes, I suppose I'd say that I do have expensive taste. I like the best, I like the Tiffany's of everything. But I'll tell you something else, and I've felt this way all my life. I want to earn my own way. I like nice things, but I've never accepted anything that I haven't earned. That's how I feel about life. If you want the good things, you must earn them for yourself.
Jayne, what type of clothes do you like best?
What type? Oh, you mean just for fun? I like pedal pushers and sweaters and moccasins. I like the California type living. I have a pink Jaguar. I have a very nice ranch home of all glass, built in, about 10 minutes from the beach. So I like the outdoor kind of clothes. I think that in clothes, the important thing is to keep the lines simple. The contour should be very exhilarating, like a Cadillac, you know. The lines are clean. It's expensive looking.
Jayne, what are your plans for the immediate future?
And I think the next thing for me to do is to go to Hollywood, make some good pictures. And I'm anxious to get back to the pink Jaguar and the little glass home in Benedict Canyon.
I think we'll have to say goodnight now, Jayne.
Good night, glass home in Benedict Canyon.
I think we'll have to say goodnight now, Jayne.
Good night, Benedict Canyon.
I think we'll have to say goodnight now, Jayne.
Good night, glass home in Benedict Canyon.
I think we'll have to say goodnight now, Jayne.
Good night, Benedict Canyon.
I think we'll have to say goodnight now, Jayne.
Good night, Benedict Canyon.
Look It's Janie.
You heard me.